Hello again, how's it going guys, and welcome to Micro Christmas Part 6, the finale. This is the final video in this little series that we've done, and today we are going to be cropping these microgreens and I'm going to be giving them the taste test. I'm also going to let you know what my 3 favourites are out of these 10 that we've grown. But before I start hacking them down, let's just go through each one and see where they are after 14 days of growth. First up we have the fenugreek, and the fenugreek was very quick to germinate. It's very cheap. I bought these seeds from the shelf in the supermarket in the baking section. If there's one problem with it, it is another one of those where the hulls like to stick to the leaves as they grow, so they will need wiping off. And then we have a blend of microgreens. This is a 2-week blend from West Coast Seeds. These are specifically sold for use as microgreens, and this is a blend of arugula, kale, pak choi, radish, fenugreek and mizuna. The flax or linseed was very slow to germinate, but it did catch up. I bought this from the bulk section of the supermarket, and it really is the same stuff that you paint your cricket bats or you make pants with. As with the flax, the chia was also slow to germinate, and I also got this from the bulk section of the supermarket. Now, chia is probably the smallest seed of all the microgreens that I've grown so far. Next up we have the cress. The cress seems to be one of those where you either love it or you hate it microgreens. I've got this one a bit wrong. This one's a bit of a fail. I've got a little bit of dampening off going on, and certainly I know the soil was soggy on it at one point. I'll have to do a little bit better next time around. And then we have the dried peas. Now these are dried peas out of a big bag that I got at the supermarket. These are a true pea, and I grew them because I wanted to compare them with the speckled peas that were grown specifically for use as microgreens. It's absolutely lost the battle, but I do recognize the fact that it is a different species of pea. So then on to the speckled peas, and wow, the speckled peas are a type of cowpea, which is actually a bean, and these came from Mum's Seeds. Now these were a lot more expensive than the dried peas, but in my mind, well worth the money. And then we have lentils, and I found that lentils become less sweet the older and the longer they get. I should probably have cropped these ones a few days ago. And then radish microgreens. These are from Mum's Seed. They're also sold specifically for microgreens growth. These are really peppery. They're called kaiware, and they're from an Asian daikon radish. And finally we have some mung beans. The mung beans look a little bit yellow because I've been trying to grow them in the dark for the last couple of weeks. Now over the last 2 days I've been secretly sampling a few of these, and I can tell you now that taste wise, growing them in the dark has not done them any harm whatsoever. Alright, so let's get cropping. I'm just going to pull all of these out of here like that, and then I'm going to zoom you in. I just find that taking them out the tray means that I can actually crop them a little bit lower, so I get as much of the microgreen as I can possibly get. I haven't tried all of them yet, but I've convinced myself already that these mung beans are probably going to be my favourites. Okay, before we do too much more, I want to clear this little matter up with the two different types of pea that we've grown. I've mentioned before that the dried pea from the supermarket was about 1/20th of the price. I've actually done the calculation and it was very, very close to 1/10 of the cost, to be precise. And so, have we got 10 times more on the speckled peas than we do for the dried peas from the supermarket? No, we don't. But what we do have from that one tray of speckled peas is round about 160 grams. It would have been a little bit more than that. I've actually been chomping away at them while I've been making this video. And from the dried peas from the shelf at the supermarket, we got, well, this says 60 grams, so we got 100 grams more of the speckled peas. Let's give them a taste test. These are the microgreens grown from the big bag of peas that we bought off the shelf at the supermarket, and these are the ones that we got from Mum's Seeds. Yeah, these didn't grow as long as these ones, and we got like just over a third as much. Let's have a taste. They taste absolutely delicious. You know, a lot of people would have no problem with just growing those. They are really nice. And the ones from Mum's Seed. These ones are nicer tasting. They're smoother. They're not as chewy as the other ones. They are 10 times the price. I personally think that they are worth the money, but I can tell you now there'd be a lot of people that would disagree with me. They are very similar in tastes. This one's just a little bit better though. If you want to save some money, then certainly by all means grow these ones off the shelf at the supermarket. If you want to spend a little bit more money, I find these just a little bit nicer. It's time for me to reveal my 3 favourites out of the 10 types that we grew. And I will say that I'll grow all 10 again. None of them were that bad. I found the flax maybe a little bit boring. And the fenugreek, it is a little bit bitter, but not as bitter as some people make out. But I think it smells better than it tastes. I'll certainly grow it again though. The chia has a very distinct, different taste from anything else. But I would have to say in 3rd place, I would put the blend that we grew. It was a 14 days microgreens blend, and it's very nice. In 2nd place, surprise, surprise, the moonbeans, not 1st place at all. I've done these before as sprouts in the jar. These taste way better grown as microgreens, and they taste even better for being grown in the dark. I will do them that way from now on. My absolute number one by far, even though it looked the worst in the tray, is the cress. The cress is so tasty. I absolutely love the stuff. And if the moonbeans are a 7, the cress is a definite 10. So yeah, that is my favorite out of the 10 that we grow, or my 3 favorites. And so if you've been following along from the start, Thank you very, very much. Thanks for all the comments. This pretty much wraps up this little project that we've been doing over Christmas. And right now, I think it's time for a beer. If you've got a little bit of space and a little bit of light, you can grow microgreens, and it's a really fun thing to do during winter. And the cool thing about it is, it's a real fast turnaround, so if you get it wrong, you can just chuck it away and start again. Cheers.